maybe you could... Good morning, Melanie. Good morning, Robin. Veronica. Good morning. I'm a couple minutes late because I've spent about 5 minutes trying to negotiate with Jessie on where she should sit. And she's decided to go here. So I'm stepping around her so I don't step on her head. At least she's not drinking yet. All right, so today we're going to do all of these little fronds here, and I'm going to teach you 2 different stitches, the fly stitch and the fern stitch. I always teach these on the same day because they're very, very similar. And you can use High George. You can use all 6 strands if you want to. You can use 3. You can use 4. It doesn't really matter for this one. Do what you think, okay? And all I'm saying, or the reason I'm saying that is because the only thing with more or less strands is you're going to get a thicker or thinner line. That's it. So there's no right or wrong way. Some people like to have nice thin lines. It looks a little bit more delicate. Some people like to use all 6 strands or even 12 strands all the time. There's no right or wrong way. So if you feel like, I'm just going to use 6 and just try, do that. If you feel like, actually, I think I would like to make them a little bit thinner, like maybe for these ones, these little ones here on the side, then you can do that too, okay? I am going to do, let's see, maybe 4. This doesn't have a number on it, but it's like a dark green and it's got hints of blue in it. So if you look at the colors together like this one's got more blue in it than this one. So I'm just using a nice dark color. And I'm going to take 2 strands out. So I have 4. Again, you can use 6 if you want, 3, doesn't matter. Where is everyone today? Where did you guys go? Okay. Sometimes this will happen when you separate your threads. Just saying that's normal. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I've messed it up. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Still waking up. Melanie, it's like the middle of the night for you. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. I'll do this one first with one way to do it. It's freezing here. But I'll take off my sweater. And then I'm going to do the one on the other side with another way to do it. So here we go. I do love these stitches. I feel like they're so fun. And they're really great to know how to do them so that you can just add them in like where you want to, you know? Okay, so we're going to start with she says yes, but I get so much done with the house quiet. That's true. That's very true. I'm going to start with the fly stitch. And I always think of the fly stitch because they almost look like those V birds that you would make in like elementary school when you would do like, you know, here's the sun in the corner and then here's like a puffy cloud and then like here's some birds that are flying away, because the whole stitch is just the V with one other stitch to hold that V in shape. So it's going to make sense in a minute, I promise. So you're going to do a straight stitch at the top. And again, I chose 4 strands, but if you want to do 6, you can do 6. If you want to do 3, if you want to make them really, really tiny, you can do 2 or even 1, but it doesn't really matter. So I've done 1 stitch here. So the next thing you're going to do is come up either on the right or left side. It doesn't matter which one. got a knot already, so that's just great. And I've hit the camera, so I'm off to a great start. And this hoop is falling out. Guys, I can do it, okay? I'm a professional. Professional. See, I told you I could. All right. We're gonna get back on track. Okay. That's always fun to just reset everything up. All right, so you're gonna come up on the right or the left side. It doesn't matter which one you choose. And then you're gonna go down on the other side. Okay, now keep that loop like that. And then up at the bottom where you just went down. Now the important part here is not to leave a line like this, because this stitch here is going to hold this right here in a V shape. So if you put your stitch down too far, you're gonna have the fabric showing between your two stitches, and the threads won't touch, okay? So you're gonna put it up right there, and then pull. And that's gonna make that V shape, like the fly stitch. The birds are flying away, right? Right? And then back down here. And that's holding it. All right, and then we just continue. Now the fern stitch looks almost exactly the same. It's just gonna be a different arrangement. And for this one, I'm gonna stick this guy behind here. So I'm just gonna go up here, and I'll do a straight stitch there in a minute. So I've kind of decided that all of these fronds that look like this, they're all going to be behind, or they're all going to be like the farthest behind everything. So if you need to kind of redraw them or something like that, then you can do that. So there's that one. And that's the fly stitch. So let's move over here to this one, this tall, skinny one. Let me do a little, I love the back of the fly stitch as well. I think it looks so pretty. Just making another new knot, and then we'll go over to the other side. Now altogether there's 5 of these, I think. So I'll do one of each, and then you can choose the other ones, which ones you like to do. Okay. Okay, here we go. So this over here is going to be the fern stitch, and all it is straight stitches in a certain configuration. That's all. So think of it as like the middle, the left, the right, the middle, the left, the right, or the middle, the right, the left, the middle, the right, the left. It doesn't matter if you do it right or left first. It just matters that you do it in the same way. So we'll go to the middle. The left, through the same hole. Can you see that okay? The left, then the right. Yeah, then the middle, so we'll go down here. And like I said, I've decided for mine that I would like all of these behind everything else. So here where you see it's over this leaf, you can stitch it over if you want, but I'm going to stitch all of these right here over those. So it just depends if you want to keep it going for the sake of, keeping like the routine, or if you want to just make a little short arm for that one. I'll go a little bit into it so that it'll like be proper underneath of it, And that's it. You just continue with this configuration. So the good thing about this one is that all of the points are really pointy, meaning here. Let me zoom in a little bit. I've got the light on, but it's also kind of bright outside, so I think they're competing with each other. So all of these points are boom, boom. Whereas these ones over here, sometimes they can be a little bit rounded at the point, because it is just one piece of thread, like one stitch being held in place by that other stitch. So sometimes you can't get nice straight pointy lines there, but that's okay. But that's why I say they look the same, but they are a little bit different. So this is the fern stitch, and that one over there was the fly stitch. It's freezing today. It's so cold. I always get like this when the weather changes. Do you remember in spring when we did, what was it, the isolate and create stitch along? Sounded horrible. Now, this stitch has nothing to do with the shape of the things I've drawn, if that makes sense. You can do the fern stitch with this same shape, because I know that's a big question that I always get asked in my DMs, is that, do the skinny ones have to be fern like this? Meaning, like, does the length of this stitch matter with the stitch? Because these ones over here are much longer, meaning that they're smaller at the top, and then the plant gets wider at the bottom. And it does not matter. You can make any kind of stitch with these, any kind of plant. So you can make them quite thick at the bottom. You can make them tall and skinny. It's up to you. I'm going to put this one down over this line and go over it later. So there we go with that. Okay, let's just flip it over. And this is what the back looks like. If you keep the same pattern all the way down from the top to the bottom. And then you can keep going. So there's 3 more to do. They're all at the top. So I'll move my hoop over so I can do these. And these ones here, you can do, yeah, there's 3 more left. You can do whichever one that you like. So if you liked the fern stitch better, you can do the fern stitch. If you like the fly stitch better, do the fly stitch. I find the fly stitch a little bit quicker because you're doing basically 2 stitches at once, if that makes sense. Ow. So we've just got 1, 2, 3. So yeah, again, if you wanted to dip out and go enjoy stitching, enjoy your day, then obviously you can. I'm gonna do these real quick because they're quick. Also, I caved and bought myself an Apple Watch for my birthday, which is on Saturday. And I'm like so motivated to do some like moving, like working out and stuff. I'm so excited to do it now. So if anyone else has one, you have to tell me all of like the tips and tricks and stuff. Hi. Hi or bye. I don't know. They gave a little wave. And then I'll just do the edge here. There we go. I love how it looks on the back. Let's see if one length of thread is enough to do the rest. I doubt it. This always happens. Bit of a disaster today, huh? Robin says, I was wondering about the watch on your arm because I don't remember you ever wearing a watch before. Yeah, I don't really wear watches very often, like, because most of the time, like, the thread just gets caught on it. So I was like, I don't really know about doing this. But I need to be more active. So this is helping me to stay on track. Do you have an Apple Watch, Mom? Would you want one? So I'm back to the fern stitch over here. Let's move this up so you guys can see it flat. There you go. No, a Fitbit. Do you use it? Do you wear your Fitbit? I've like added a couple friends on here as well, so you can like you see if they've like closed their rings and everything, which is like a fitness goal, if they've like done their fitness goal. Oh, Veronica says she loves hers. Yeah, I didn't know really anything about this. I just knew from David because I know that David like wears his every day and like religiously. So I might get him a new one because he got his like 3 years ago, I think. I might get him a new one too. Yes, if I remember to charge it. It's great to compete against friends. Yeah. So I've added some friends on there, and then like you can give them some claps or some like a comment or something like after they complete a workout, which is like, I think it's really fun because it definitely made me want to do it, you know? And then especially with embroidery, like it reminds you to stand up and like do some stretches, and there's like a breathing thing on there where you can, am I going to win this? I really don't want to get more thread. Where you can like take a minute and like focus on your breathing, which is really nice. How much is left? Not enough, but okay, well, I didn't win, but that's all right. Still stood. Oh, Jesse's still laying there. Okay, and then I have the 2 strands from before, so I can just use those folded in half to make 4. Yeah, I really thought I would hate it, and I thought it would like make me feel bad about myself, you know, like if I didn't do good morning. We're talking about the Apple Watch, just so for those of you just joining. But I thought it would be really bad, like, you know, if you didn't fill the rings or if you didn't do your exercises and stuff. I only have it set to 20 minutes, so it's not like, you know, whoa. I'm not doing loads, but I'm doing way more than before. So that's exciting. I told David, because yesterday I sent him like 3 pictures of just my wrist, being like, oh, look, here it is on my wrist. And like, oh, look, I finished my first goal or whatever. And I said, it's like we're back in like Victorian times when you would like show each other pictures of your ankle. That was like really risque. I was like, that's the only photos you're ever going to get now is just me with my Apple Watch on my wrist. I'm sure you wanted to know that. Also, I've looked at getting a stiff-armed iPhone holder, and I cannot find any that are suitable. I should have bought that one 2 years ago when I first started doing this. I should have just sucked it up and bought it, because now they like don't make it anymore, and I don't know where to get one. They have one that's the arm is like this, so it clamps down here and then it goes way out and then way over. I might have to cave and get it because I'm giving you guys whiplash. Let's do fly stitch again and then we're done. So an easy one today. These really don't take that long, obviously longer because I had a knot and then I had to rethread and then chatting. Also, there's a free Halloween pattern in my Facebook group. I always feel like such a, oh, go to my Facebook group. But And again, I'm just going to stitch over these here, and then I'll stitch over them again later. So we're not going to go around them. It's just easier to stitch over them for the, because I did the fly stitch instead of the fern stitch. So you can't just do one arm. Yeah, there's a free Halloween pattern there. You can do whatever stitches you want. I've done stitch suggestions, but you don't have to follow them really. And I didn't include the strands because some people will do it on a bigger or smaller hoop. And if I include the strands, then it's not going to look right. So there you go. So that's all we have for today. We did the fern and fly stitch, and I did 4 strands. Yesterday we did 3, today we did 4, and we did all 5 of these little fronds. There you go. So obviously when we're all finished, you can add more of these around if you want to. They're really great to kind of just stick here and there, you know. I already feel like I need one over here, but we already have things to do over there, so we'll wait to the end to add any more stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed today. Nice little chat. Be sure to tag at the Barmy Fox and hashtag the Barmy Fox SAL. Yeah? Are you excited? She's just caught up and she's looking at me like, what do you want? Jessie. Hey, what are you doing down there? All right, enjoy your Tuesday. I cannot wait to see what colors you chose, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. All right, bye.